Hey traders, welcome back to the FX Heat YouTube channel. Hope everyone is good today. Price delivered a little unexpectedly following yesterday's Asia session. Instead of coming down as it was looking to do, it shot up and continued most of the two sessions. But as I mentioned during the weekend analysis, this was one of the scenarios I was anticipating. So let's get into the charts and look for some potential trading ideas for today. Regarding the news, we do have some news that could trigger some movement today. AUD RBA meeting minutes 90 minutes after Japan opened. This could cause DXY movement, which will influence everything else during Asia. We have GBP employment figures at Frankfurt Open that could cause some volatility. We have EUR CPI 2 hours after London Open. And we have USD housing figures 30 minutes after New York Open. And just as a reminder, as I mentioned in some of my previous videos, ECB is expected to raise interest rates 25 points this week. This is the first rate increase since 2011, and it should make the euro stronger. So, going to DXY. On the 4-hour time frame, the 4-hour demand I was monitoring, so this one, price broke right through it during London session, creating a 4-hour structure shift. But not only that, it actually tested the lower demand as well, way down here. Hasn't broke the low yet, but I can foresee that happening in the near future now. Let's have a look at the 15-minute. So on the 15-minute, so as you can see, the last couple days it's been very bearish. So price has been pushing down a lot. We're currently reacting off this demand. We had a V-shaped recovery, nice pullback for entry, and price is pushing to the upside now. My bias for DXY for now, it's turning bearish, although I would like to see a bigger pullback to the upside. If it wants to come down lower, then expect some manipulation in the markets today. What I'm thinking we could see is a huge wick into one of the supply zones, and then after that immediately reversing, which would liquidate all the sells, as well as trigger some buy stops as well, and immediately stop them out, and then after that push to the downside. And let's go to EU now. So on EU, so on the 4-hour time frame, we broke this high right here that I was hoping we would break. But not only did we break that, we also broke the 4-hour supply above as well. So this essentially has created a 4-hour structure shift, and what I'm expecting now is to see if we can get a bigger push to the downside before it starts to push back up. One thing I didn't do before is if we look at this leg, so we're just above 50% from this 4-hour demand and 15-minute flip zone, and we're at 618 almost exactly on the 50% of this lower 15% demand zone. If we go to the 15-minute time frame, so same as with DXY, well, the opposite. It's been more or less bullish for the last I would say nearly 3 days now. You can see we broke the high right here that I wanted to see broken. And not only that, the upper supply as well, you can clearly see that we broke that as well. We initially had a reaction off of it, pushed down, but then after that immediately pushed right back up to break the highs, swept the highs to the left, and then after that we had a V-shaped recovery with a nice pullback for short entries to take the price down. And I mean, as we're approaching spread hours, I'm a little worried about my short. My short is somewhere in this area. I entered it on the pullback after the first push down. Because I'm guessing we will get some really wide spreads during spread hours, and that doesn't fare well with shorts especially. So hopefully my break-even holds and we get some continuation to the downside during Asia. So my bias for EU right now, it's turning bullish, although I would like to see a bigger pullback to the downside before pushing up higher. If it wants to come down lower, what I'm thinking is, or if it wants to go up higher, what I'm thinking is we'll probably have some manipulation beforehand, and that manipulation should happen around one of the demand zones. It could come down to this flip zone here. So this was the flip zone that was created from the reaction of this supply, and it could also come down lower. We have a 15-minute demand zone here. Ultimately, if this is a big move, I would prefer if we had a mitigation of the lows, price coming down to the 4-hour demand. That would be my preferred scenario. But seeing how DXY has been so bearish and EU quite bullish, as well as the fact that we do have the ECB increasing interest rates this week, I wouldn't be surprised if this flip zone right here held. It would be nice if we get a pullback around Frankfurt or London, tapping into this flip zone or 4-hour demand and reacting off of that, giving us entries to take it to the upside. And just a reminder, I'm currently doing this analysis even before the daily close and Asia. So don't put a lot of weight on it. I mean, a lot of things can happen from now until London. I mean, ultimately anything could happen until that time. But this is, I mean, just how I'm seeing the markets right now. As for trading ideas, my current thoughts would be to watch for pullbacks to enter shorts. Shorts to maybe this flip zone, where you would probably take a lot of your profits off, and then if it continues further, take profits either at this demand or the 4-hour demand. But we need to keep a close eye on any of the demand zones and enter longs if you get any confirmations according to your trading plan, especially if they happen right after Frankfurt or London Open. I think those would be good times to look for reversals to push the price back up to the upside. But at the same time, I mean, it could introduce volume in the market, and the price could come down a little lower. I mean, if that's what the CM wants to do. I mean, if these institutions want to bring the price a little lower before they push higher, then even after London Open, for example, I mean, we may get some manipulation, looking like the price wants to go long and then comes down lower into the lower demand zones. But ideally, like I said, I would love to see price to come all the way back to the 4-hour demand before the price reverses and pushes up. But at the same time, any of these demand zones I'll be monitoring closely and entering trades, probably setting break even quite early. And if they run, then they run. If they come back and take me out break even, then no harm. So that's more or less it for me, the way I'm seeing the market as of right now. But like I said, it's a really early review, and obviously a lot of things can change before London. I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis. Let me know your thoughts about what you think we're going to see for price action on Tuesday. Be sure to drop a comment below. And if you found value in this video, please be sure to like and subscribe to ensure you don't miss any future videos. And I will likely see you guys again tomorrow. And good luck trading today. Peace.